Ladies and gentlemen, boys and NBs, welcome back to Warzone. We're headed into Season 5 Reloaded, and I did want to break this down because SMGs, the close range, whatever you want to call it, is at the most competitive state it has been in since Modern Warfare 3's integration. Finally, we have variety, it feels incredible, and I am super excited to have the chance to use different guns. Let's share those and get some incredible builds out there that are statistically the best, not just recycled slop from one content creator to the other. But before we do that, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you are not subscribed, as over 90% of my viewers are not, and comment, share down below to have your name listed in the next video. All of these things do so much for this channel and help us push the real meta builds to the community instead of the recycled slop that every other content creator gives you. I'm not J-God, I give you the real thing. Let's get into it. And then first up at number 5, I've actually got the most overpowered gun for the last 2 seasons finally being knocked down a couple of pegs. This gun is still absolutely S tier meta and absolutely worth using. There are just many better options now, so the Superi 46 should stay in your loadout. We should probably try some of these other options if you haven't yet. And with the Superi, there's really only one build worth running. If you need an optic, you can drop the rear grip and throw that optic on. However, the irons are so clean here, I don't see anyone needing them. Quartermaster suppressor with a DR6 hand stop. It's going to up our movement, give us almost no penalty to aim down or sprint out, and remove all recoil. Rescue 9 stock gives us even more movement and even more recoil control. Phantom grip, sprint to fire ADS, and then 40 round mag is our largest option. Superi 46 is the easiest SMG to use in the game, and this thing absolutely gets the job done. It is still incredible, but there's much better, and let's talk about it. Which at number 4, I've got the Ram 9 returning to the top. It never really left, but it absolutely fries everything. It has better range, better fire rate, so it's more forgiving. It just does everything better than the Superi 46. And with that Ram 9, we're going to start again with the Quartermaster suppressor and the DR6 hand stop for the same reasons. However, we're going to use the Armistice light barrel because this does not hurt our range, but it makes the gun's movement, ADS, all of that better for a small loss of recoil. Motion tack pad so we can aim down and sprint out even faster. You can use the movement stock instead if you would like. It is entirely up to you on that. I just like to get my gun up faster. The Ram 9 is my personal favorite SMG behind an AR. This is the one for me. However, there is statistically better, such as the WSP 9 behind an AR, behind a sniper, wherever you put it, it is absolutely viable. This is obviously our SMG build for being hyper aggressive and in your face. We're stockless here and we have no freaking recoil. This thing is absolutely a banger, and it's probably the best it has ever been, and that is saying something. Once again, Quartermaster suppressor with the DR6 hand stop for the same reasons as before. We're going to throw on the no stock to make us absolutely fly and fry. Marauder rear grip, this is to give us some firing stability as well as a little bit of recoil control. 40 round mag is more than enough. If you want the 50, go ahead and use it. However, if you want an optic, you can absolutely drop the Marauder and throw an optic on in its place. WSP 9 is absolutely incredible. I'm going to throw in the sniper support build here real quick. Let me do a little bit of editing magic so I can give you guys a build that will absolutely fly and fry all the way out to about the 30-meter range. Quartermaster suppressor does stay. We're going to use the FTAC SP10 angled grip to get aim stability as well as horizontal recoil control. This will not hurt our ADS speeds at all. High grain rounds to push our range out. No need for the long barrel. It's just going to slow us down. So high grain is the option. 40 or 50 entirely up to you. And then I've got the glassless on, but use the optic of your choice. If you're running this behind a sniper, this is the way to run the WSP 9, which in my book, it is the best SMG for sniper support outside of the static, which let's talk about our number 2 option in the static HV because it is absolutely incredible as an SMG and for sniper support. However, it is the best sniper support, not the best SMG. It's the second best SMG and it absolutely dumpsters. And with this build, once again, Quartermaster suppressor. However, we're going to use the paracord grip to bring all of the horizontal recoil out so we can continue to stack for ADS and sprint out as well as movement. Auger light barrel, this is going to make this thing fly and fry. Warcat 90 grip, this is going to give us ADS and sprint to fire. Then we throw on the SL Tac Hive V4 stock to maximize our stats without blocking our rear grip so we get all of that ADS and sprint to fire. You can use the standard stock and then throw on the laser laser to get maximum ADS and sprint to fire. I just don't want a laser on it, so this is the way I run it. You can also take this gun and put it into a tac stance build with a single swap over by simply throwing on the Bastion grip, and this will give you an incredible tac stance of 1.2 degrees, which is absurd. That is landing every shot at 40 meters. The static HV is incredible either way with the Bastion grip or by using the paracord. But however, we can take this and turn it into sniper support, and there's just a couple of changes we're going to make. Number one, we're going to drop the War Cat and we're going to throw on our glassless. Number two, we're going to change and we're going to go to the salvo heavy stock, and then from there we're going to take our auger and we're going to change our auger over to the Garrote barrel to push our range out, and we have literally no recoil here. This feels like an AR and you can slap people to 40 meters all day, no problem. The static HV is the most versatile SMG in the game right now. However, the best SMG in the game absolutely has to be the FJX Horus, which with this build you will absolutely be able to dumpster anyone within the 12 meter range. The only thing that can really compete is the shotgun of the Spaz 12 or the Reclaimer, especially with that Akimbo aftermarket part coming. Got me a little scared with that, but we'll cover the Reclaimer in a second. Let's finish our top 5 SMGs. With the Horus, this is your hyper aggressive, in your face, flying, frying, and absolutely decimating lobbies. We're going to start with the Quartermaster Suppressor as always. However, we're going to use the Skeletal Vert grip because we cannot put the paracord or anything else on the front, so we're going to try to maximize our aim down sight, sprint out, as well as get a little bit of vertical recoil control here. 60 round drum is essential because the 48 and the 60 have the same penalties, to just take the extra 12 rounds. The POCS tac grip is a great option. However, if you need an optic, drop the POCS tac grip for your optic, and then the Ripper light stock to make this thing absolutely fly. This thing is the most aggressive SMG in the game, bar none. If you want to run this in tac stance, once again, you simply swap over to the OP SMG or grip, and this will give you a tac stance spread of 1.7 degrees, again hitting every bullet to about 40 meters. This build right here will absolutely fry, and you're going to be moving at 4 meters per second while you're in tac stance hitting every single shot. However, if you want to build this for sniper support, let's do a little bit of that magic of editing and make this thing absolutely fry all the way out. We're going to start with the Sonic Suppressor and then throw the SP10 angled grip on, because the SP angled grip is going to give us stability as well as horizontal recoil control on a gun that already has no recoil with this aftermarket kit. Sonic Suppressor pushing our range, we all know that, as well as Velo. Glassless optic is my choice, use the one you like, and then the Ripper stock to make sure we get some of that movement and ADS back. One of the best sniper support options in the entire game. However, I did want to give you guys a few more SMG options and some other things. If you're this far into the video, stick around because I got some goodies for you. However, I did want to say, if you're still here, you clearly like my content, and I really mean it. Liking the video, commenting below, and making sure you're subscribed to the channel helps me grow more than I could ever tell you. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers before the release of Black Ops 6. Help us hit that mission. Like the video, comment, subscribe, share this with your mom, your brother, your friend, your girlfriend, everyone. Make sure they know where to get the best statistically built guns in Call of Duty. However, another SMG that is absolutely S tier meta and no one's using it is the HRM9. This thing absolutely fries. I cannot say it enough. It pulls hard left and then has no recoil whatsoever, and that hard left pull is almost nil with these attachments. This is hyper aggressive, in your face, and it can take on the Horus, though statistically on paper it is just a little slower. For the build, we're going to use the Quartermaster Suppressor and the paracord to give this thing essentially no recoil, the Thorn 90 barrel to make our movement, our ADS all better, and it's not going to cost us hardly anything in range. Hatchet light stock once again to make this thing more aggressive, and the 50 round drum because that is the best we have. HRM9 is absolutely a banger, and I've been using this a lot lately. It is wonderful. All right, let's talk about a few of the ARs that are absolutely bangers up close. You can use these for sniper support, or you can use them behind any kind of AR with a double AR setup. You can use it behind a DMR. Whatever you want to use it behind, it will absolutely do the job. This is the MCW with the 300 black conversion kit, and this is not the best AR for sniper support anymore. However, it is still an absolute demon, so let's break it down. And with this, we're going to start with the Chimera Silent Shot Integrated Suppressed Barrel, which will hurt our range a little bit, but it's not a big deal because we're using this up close and we're still frying to 37 meters. 40 round mag, largest we have, so let's slap that on. Use the Rapid Strike grip to give us the ADS and sprint to fire boost that we need, and the A90 Venom stock for the exact same reason. This gun has no recoil, so all of our attachments are simply speeding it up, and we actually have almost identical sprint to fire and aim down sight speeds as the static HV and SMG setup. The MCW with the 300 black Jack Raven kit is still absolutely insane. You need an optic, you can absolutely drop the rapid strike grip and put on the optic. That is entirely up to you. But do not sleep on this, especially the integrated suppressed barrel. If you're using this for sniper support, I would change the stock from the A90 to the RB Precision, because this gives you your aim stability as well as even more recoil control. That is the one change I would absolutely make for that sniper support role. And of course, drop off the rear grip and throw on your optic because it's sniper support. This is one of the best, if not the best, sniper support that you can get outside of the STG-44, which everyone's fallen in love with this for its mid-long range damage, but it is actually better than all of the SMGs except for the Horus and the static up close. The STG-44 is a truly do-it-all gun, and this build absolutely fries. I've seen no one else with it, so give this a shot and it will absolutely surprise you. We're actually starting with the Stalker integrally suppressed barrel because this is going to give us a huge boon to our aim down sight and our sprint to fire without hurting our range. Paracord grip removes all of the horizontal recoil, so this thing essentially has zero recoil. A70 Venom stock to speed this thing up, as well as a Knot Z3 rear grip to give this thing SMG sprint to fire ADS, and we're flying and frying. 40 round mag is more than enough in the SMG spot. Just think of this like you're carrying the Saperi 4.6 and it will do exactly the same thing. STG-44 is an absolute banger. We all know the build for mid-long range, so just go to that, and if you need it, it'll be in one of the other videos listed below. However, another gun that absolutely fries in sniper support and as an SMG, even though it's an AR, is the BAL 27. This is also a top 3 long-range AR, but it absolutely fries as an SMG as well. These do-it-all guns, I'm falling in love with them, and this one is probably my favorite of the season. And with this one, we're actually going to start with the ZEM 35 compensator because there's no recoil on this gun, and it's just not worth going with the Quartermaster or any of the others that are going to slow the gun down so much. DR6 hand stop to up our movement, ADS, and sprint to fire. 60 round mag because we need the 60. Hammer grip for ADS and sprint to fire, and it gives a ton. And then we're actually going to use the Sandbar heavy stock to give us a ton of stability and a little bit more recoil control to make this thing absolutely fry and fry. This thing is so good. I cannot stress it enough. Another gun that is absolutely at the top of its game is the Reclaimer 18, and when we get the Akimbo aftermarket part kit, I will be breaking that down, rest assured. But right now, you can 2-pump chump anyone to 13 meters with this build, and it is absolutely a demon. I've had so much fun on Rebirth Island with this, I cannot stress it enough. And with this, we're going to use the Bryson choke, the standard Bryson choke, to bring our pellets as close together as possible to make sure we can get those 2 pumps to 13 meters every time. Discourager 900 heavy barrel to push our range as far as we possibly can. DR6 hand stops so we can up our movement, sprint to fire, and ADS. Haste 15 grip tape, sprint to fire as always, but it also gives you some tack stance if you wanna. I don't. I use ADS. I'm using the Hinge LAF light stock just so I can use the irons on this gun. You can use the folded stock if you would like. I just prefer that wire stock. If you want the folded stock, just be aware it's going to block a ton of your view. The Reclaimer 18 is an absolute demon, and you don't need Dragon's Breath to make this thing good. Definitely run this one in pump. If you want a semi-auto build, I covered it in my last video. Go check it out, and that is also a tack stance stockless build. But wait, there's more. I'm going to give you my top 3 ARs going into Season 5 Reloaded, and all 3 of these are absolute bangers, and they're statistically the best in the game. Starting with the BAL 27, this is my favorite long-range option outside of a sniper, and it absolutely fries with almost no recoil. And with this build, we're going to start with a Quartermaster suppressor and throw on the Crown H3 barrel to push our velocity and our range and remove almost all of our recoil. I have the AOK RQ9 Recon as my optic. This has no glint, and it has a 4x zoom. You can use the KR Mortis Precision, the Eagle Eye, or even the glassless, whatever optic you are most comfortable with. Sandbar Heavy is so much better than the Paracord or the SP10 because we get the stability and we actually get more recoil out of this. So that is absolutely why we're going to use it. 60 round mag, of course, to finish off the build. The BAL 27 is statistically number 3, but in my heart, it is number 1 on the season for mid-long range for AR, BR, or LMG. However, there is a mid-long range option I refuse to quit, and this is probably statistically number 5, but it absolutely fries, and I cannot put it down. It's so easy to use, so if you just want something to turn your brain off, grab the BAS-B and absolutely fry. You can be sweaty with it, you can be casual, and you will absolutely rack up kills. The SIG Spear or BAS-B is absolutely incredible. Once again, we're going to start with that Quartermaster suppressor, and this time the paracord grip to remove literally all recoil from this gun. Throw the Bruin Venom long barrel on to get velo, range, and even stability out of it, and we're going to have a 900 meter per second bullet velocity, which allows us to absolutely fry all over Rebirth and into the next zip code on Urzikstan. KR Mortis Precision is my optic of choice here for the 2.5 times. Use the one that you are the most familiar with, the Eagle Eye, the Glassless, whatever you'd like. 45 round mag is more than enough. It is the largest option here, but it feels like a 50 or even 60 with our fire rate. The feeling of this gun reminds me of the AMAX from Warzone 1. And then the statistically best gun outside of the STG for that mid-long range is the TAC Eradicator. It is an LMG, but it feels like an AR, and it absolutely dumpsters, especially with that burst into its full auto, giving you an extra fire rate to absolutely slap people's armor off instantly. The TAC Eradicator is an absolute demon. We're going to start with the Quartermaster suppressor and the paracord just like before. We're going to throw the Conquer 70 long barrel on for range, for velo, as well as stability, FSS combat grip to give us firing aim stability even further, as well as recoil control. Then once again, I'm going with the AOK RQ9 Recon as my optic. It has no glint. It's a 4x optic. You can absolutely fry snipers out at any range. This thing is incredible. You want to drop the combat grip and throw on the high grade ammo? I would not say you're wrong. I just prefer to have more control to make sure all of my shots hit at that 150 to 200 meter range. TAC Eradicator absolutely decimates the battlefield. I have put the Kar 98 away. I'm not having fun with it because the XRK Stalker just does the job better. Higher velo, but a lower one-shot range, so you're gonna hit more shots, but you're not gonna get as many one-shot knocks. It's all up to you, but I absolutely love the XRK Stalker. And with this, we're actually gonna use the XRK Stoic 4 integrally suppressed barrel. This is gonna maximize our range without using both a barrel and a suppressor, as well as our velo, pushing 1100 meters per second with the high grain rounds. We're gonna throw on the OLAV laser to get stability, aim down, and sprint out. The Ural M stock for even more stability to allow us to hit those flick shots and absolutely slap people. We do not need to hold our breath. And then the Bruin Lynx grip is what I'm using to do that even further. However, you can drop the Lynx grip and use an optic of your choice or throw on the Fast Bolt. It is entirely up to you. This is the way I love the gun, but you can swap out that Lynx grip for an optic or bolt. The XRK Stalker is a gun people seem to have forgotten about, but it is absolutely incredible, and I think it's better than the Kar 98. And then, all right, I'm throwing a DMR in here, and this thing is statistically one of the best guns in the game. If you can land all of your shots and not lose your fire rate, you will absolutely kill anyone with any gun faster than they can you, including the STG. That's right, the LMS has a faster TTK than the STG at any range. It is absurd, and this build has pretty much no recoil. And to achieve that, we're going to use the Quartermaster suppressor because it's the Quartermaster suppressor. Chuk angled grip. This is going to give us stability as well as some horizontal recoil without being too hard on our other stats. High grain, because it's high grain, we need to push our range and our velo, giving us almost 960 meters per second on our velocity. 20 round mag is our largest option, but this is a 4-shot kill to the chest or 3 with a headshot, so 20 is more than enough. Heinrichter Hybrid is my choice here. However, use the optic you are most comfortable with. Eagle's Eye works here, or anything in between. The LMS is absolutely at the top of the meta, so don't sleep on it and definitely give it a try, especially in duos, trios, or quads while your teammates are running snipers. And then, all right, boys, that's gonna do it for me. Make sure to like the video, share it with everyone you know, put it on Reddit, put it on Backdoor, whatever, wherever. I love you guys, but until next time, leave me alone and like the video.
Time has come for the